Okay, this is going to be very quick, but perhaps it might not be because I do enjoy talking, especially about this plant because it is a bucket list plant. But in this case, I think there is a mistaken identity. This is how these plants came labeled. This is a true Phalaenopsis gigantea from Big Leaf, and very nice sized plant, as you can see. Very nice leaves. If you don't know, Gigantia is a species that's been on my list since day one, on my very first bucket list plant, and really, I have always been into unique and rare, just by chance, and because the name of the species, Gigantea, refers to the giant size of the leaves, which can get as long as 3 feet to 6 feet, but they bloom much smaller. But still, despite that, they do have a specific set of needs that contributes to success in the growth of the leaves and roots and its subsequent blooming. Gigantea has been dogged for being just slow growing because of the leaves. But if you know a few little things that kind of trigger it as it would in nature, then you will have rapid and continued success. Now, the reason I made this video is because I had just recently got this one as well from Norman's, the other Norman's, and this was labeled as Elaine B. Taylor Yang Yang Blueberry times Gigantea. Now, I've had this Elaine B. Taylor a few times, and every time that I got it, the spike was upright. And the only reason why I'm even doing this is just to point out some obvious characteristics, which are helpful in just identification. Now, Gigantea, like I said, has big floppy ears. I look at them as ears, but they're leaves. And a trick, which you can adapt for all Phalaenopsis, is simple, the one that how they are found in the wild is what I'm trying to say. We find them in stores and nurseries with their crown up, facing up, but in nature, their crown is down. They sit in the crevices of trees, usually in the shadow of the understory, taller branches and canopy, way down where the humus and moss collect on the logs. They're still epiphytic, so they really do not get actually in the soil. They are generally in the crinks and the cracks and the corners of the branches, low in the tree. So they are attached with their ears facing down, with their crown facing down, so that when the rain comes, their roots are getting residual moisture from the tree or the shrub that they are attached to, whereas the leaves are getting a washing of sort, but it is just running over the leaf, cascading over and not collecting as it would if it were upright. So that is a secret to displaying, and I would recommend mounting. You can put a hook like this and just have them like this and then free-form water, or when you mount them, it will be the same conditions where they can be watered and watered and watered because they like that. And that's another most fallacy is that these only like water once a week. No. When they're actively growing, as you see the roots, and you will know when a Phalaenopsis is actively growing, because they will start getting new leaves from the apex, or they will get new roots or green tips. You will start to see that. That's Orchid 101. And so that is when the plant is in active growth and when they are increasing their need for nutrients, fertilizer, water. Remember, they're from the rainforest tropical regions. This is when they start their rainy season. Think about Florida. But they do want their roots to dry off. And they do like good sun. So remember that. And I think that's a fallacy. We don't water enough. And we don't give Gigantea enough sun. Now, back to this plant. Now, having said that, in my observations, I see a spike. Now, you see the direction that the spike is going. As if Stanhopea, Gongora, Silogeny, it's going down. So, this has to be mislabeled. I see resemblance in the leaves. I mean, that could be the same plant, but the spike gives it away. So you can see the question. I think they're both Giganteas, but I'm not going to approach Normans with that because this is a Gigantea that's in spike. And we will be able to further identify it when it opens or when it blooms, but when I go back to talking about mounting, how that's a preferable thing, this is what I mean. Because I have two over here. Well, one, really. This, which is still kind of acclimating. Still waiting signs of new roots, but it is getting good sun and it is definitely getting water. And here is this other, which you can see, as I said, it is spotted up towards the edge so that the water cascades and doesn't get stuck into the apex or the, what's that? Not the apex, the crown. But anyway, that's my little story on Gigantea. And really, this is kind of on time because I just, as you probably either saw on my channel this week or last week, or you watch Ninja, and she was talking about plants that are misidentified. A trichopilia that she was told looks like a bulbophyllum, but she's growing it as if it's a trichopilia, which is a new one, scientific, explorative. But anyway, I want to know, and I want to grow it as if I am growing the right plant in the right environment, giving it the right nutrients when it wants them. So, but what do you think? I swear that's both of those are Giganteas, and you got to cut that off so that doesn't spread, and then figure out something to mount, at least one of them too. But thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. Bye.